Hello everyone, I Kanchan Shetty. Welcome back again on this lecture of Business Communication 1. In the previous lecture, we have discussed the introduction, meaning, definitions of business communication, as well as we have seen the process, characteristics, principles, importance of business communication. After that, we have studied the barriers to communication and remedies to overcome the barriers to communication. Today, we are going to study the introduction of methods of communication. After that, we will see the meaning, advantages, and disadvantages of written and oral communication. And lastly, we will see various forms of non-verbal communication with examples. Let's try to understand the methods of communication. First of all, we will see the introduction of methods of communication. Friends, a message cannot be sent directly from the mind of the sender to the mind of the receiver. Human communication is either verbal or non-verbal. That is, with the help of or use of words may be spoken or written, or with the use of gestures, signs, symbols, or actions. One may chooses any one of them or both together for successful and effective communication. Now, let us see the various methods of communication. Mainly, there are two methods of communication. First is verbal communication and second is non-verbal communication. In the verbal communication, there are again subtypes of verbal communication. First is written communication, second is oral communication, and in non-verbal communication there are various forms are given. So first is signs and symbols, then facial expressions, gestures, postures, appearance, space, chronemics, color and layout, charts, maps and graphs. Friends, from this session you will able to understand and acquaint the knowledge of these methods of communication, and you can develop your good communication skills. So the first method of communication is verbal communication. Whenever communication is done in the form of oral or written by use of words, may be spoken or written, is known as verbal communication. When effectively conveyed, the spoken words will be listened to and the written word will be read. It is therefore of two types, that is oral and written communication. So, written communication means when exchange of opinions is in a written form rather than by spoken words, it is known as written communication. It is in the typed or printed form. The purpose of written communication can be provide a permanent record to notify someone. It is mainly useful among the literate community. It includes letters, chats, telegrams, newspapers, reports, proposals, graphics, notices, minutes, circulars, manuals, journals, agendas, etc. And oral communication means communication with the help of spoken words or speech is called as oral communication. It is one of the important method of communication. In our daily life, we communicate orally more than the written mode. It is considered as more effective because there is personal touch of the speaker, immediate feedback, etc. Oral communication includes face-to-face conversation, meetings, interviews, seminars, conferences, group discussions, presentations, video and teleconferencing, speeches and telephonic conversations, etc. Now, let's understand the advantages of written communication. So, the first advantages of written communication is it is accurate and precise. Second is it can be referred to repeatedly whenever required. Third advantage is it is a permanent record. Fourth is it is a legal document. Fifth is it facilitates the process of assigning responsibilities of employees. Another side, disadvantages of written communications are it is time consuming, it is costly as compared to oral communication, then quick clarification is not possible in written communication, no secrecy in written communication, and then last disadvantage is not suitable during emergency situation. Then let's see the advantages and disadvantages of oral communication. So first is it is quickness in exchange of ideas, it is time saving and gives quick feedback, then it is useful in emergency situation, it can be both formal and informal, then knowledge of reaction of message is possible in oral communication, and last advantage is doubts on the side of receiver can be immediately cleared in oral communication. In the another side, disadvantages of oral communications are lack of proof of message may not be maintained in oral communication. Second is not suitable for future references. Oral communication is not suitable in case of distance. Then lack of clarity because of limitations such as time. Then it create noise or disturbances. And last, it has limited use in formal communication. Okay. Now we are going to understand the non-verbal communication. The communication without spoken word or written word is called as non-verbal communication. This is a process of communication in which a person uses his expressions by way of signals in order to communicate his message. This does not require the use of words because a person can express his feelings through his body language. For example, under nonverbal communication, when one wants to show one's happiness, one smiles or gestures with one's hands. This type of communication is spontaneous, unplanned. There are many gesture, posture, signs, symbols that are accepted and understood universally. So, there are various forms of non-verbal communication have been grouped under different categories like body language, signs and symbols, colors and layout, maps, charts and graphs, etc. Let's see the advantages and disadvantages of non-verbal communication. So, the advantages of non-verbal communication is it adds additional meaning to oral communication. Then it helps to attract the attention of listener. Then it conveys the unexpressed meaning. And last, even literate and illiterate use the non-verbal communication. Then disadvantages of non-verbal communication. It may create misunderstandings if it not properly understood. Then it is lengthy messages cannot be communicated. The next disadvantage is it is used for specific purpose only. And last, it has limited scope for communication. So let's understand all these forms of non-verbal communication. So the first form or type of non-verbal communication is signs and symbols. Signs stand for a particular idea and symbols are indicator or marks used as a standard representation of something. In this picture, we can see these different signs and symbols. Second is facial expression. Facial expression means the movement of the muscles of the face or showing emotions. The eyes, eyebrows, forehead and mouth together could display many expressions. Then third is gesture. The movements of hands, arms, legs and head, shoulders are termed as gestures. Gestures communicate feelings, emotions, message, etc. without using word. Fourth is posture. Posture communicates the attitude and thinking of an individual, the way you sit, stand or walk, or the way you carry yourself speaks about your personality. The good body posture conveys smartness, confidence, young, oldness, strongness, weakness, laziness of the human being. The non-verbal communication that takes place through appearance. So the next form is appearance. The non-verbal communication takes place through the appearance, means clothing, hairstyle, perfumes, personal belongings like vehicles, cell phone, etc. From the appearance of person. Appearance we can mean general grooming, the way you dress up differently from different occasions. A wedding in the family, a friend's birthday party, attending an interviews or going to college, etc. As the saying, a well-dressed man commands respect. Okay, then say 6 is space. A space means a person keeping personal distance with people, events and its surroundings. For example, close with family and friends is intimate space, or then interaction with good friends and colleagues is personal space. Attending a marriage ceremony, interviews, meeting, conferences uses social space. Then public gatherings and meeting uses public space, etc. Then seventh form is chronemics. Chronemics is the way people plan, execute and react to time. It refers to the element of time is communication. Time is a powerful tool of non-verbal communication. Time perceptions can be shown through punctuality, willingness to wait, speed of speech, pause or even through the amount of time people are willing to listen to the other person. This is also called time language. The way one uses time in life, that means personal and social, refers attitude or reflects attitude. For example, in India, people are very casual about time and do not mind being late or delayed. But in Western culture, it is considered unprofessional and casual attitude. Then next is charts, maps and graphs. Charts, maps and graphs in verbal communication could be made more effective with some non-verbal inputs like sketches, charts, maps and graphs. A lecture on some geographical aspect could be more interesting when explained with the help of map. Sometimes these non-verbal supplements may be able to convey messages by itself. Charts, figures and tables often direct the audience to the central theme of the presentation. Sketches help related topics, graphics or supplement mathematical and statistical data, and maps makes direction to places and environmental studies interesting and so on. and last is color and layout. Friends, the use of color is symbolic. Some professionals have uniforms by which they are identified like doctor, air hostess, lawyers, etc. Colors reflect different ideas depending on culture and countries. Businesses, houses have logos designed in specific colors so that they are identified by those colors. For example, the logo of McDonald big yellow M is easily identified. Besides colors, the layout of a structure, the design of a room, the arrangement of furniture and the placing of doors, windows are of great importance today. While constructing, builders and architects take care to follow Vastu Shastra to bring in positive energy to the building. So here we are going to stop this session. Now we are going to conclude this lecture as we can say that a message or information can be sent without the help of different methods of communication like oral, written and uses of various forms of non-verbal communication. In the next lecture, we will discuss the channels of communication. Thank you.